Okay, there is one question in pretty much every job interview that just makes our palms sweat. But what if I told you it wasn't a trap at all, but actually a hidden opportunity? In this explainer, we're going to break down how to take that one dreaded question and turn it into your most powerful answer. And there it is, the question that just stops us in our tracks. But believe it or not, the secret to answering it perfectly lies in a really old story. A parable about a clever spider named Anansi. He knew exactly how to turn this very question into a king's crown. So the story goes that a great king was looking for a new royal storyteller. And to find the absolute best person for the job, he decided to ask every single candidate the exact same simple question we just saw. Turns out, their answers would reveal everything he needed to know. The first one to answer was this big, proud lion. His response was, immediate and arrogant. The king's face didn't move, but inside, he'd already checked out. Now, what's really interesting here is that this shows you the fastest way to fail this question: denial. It doesn't show strength at all. It just screams a complete lack of self-awareness. Next up came a few others, and they all gave the same tired, cliché answers. You've heard them. You've probably even thought about using them yourself. But these disguised strengths, they are completely transparent to any experienced interviewer. They're really just a polite way of saying, I'm not actually going to answer your question. So let's just lay it all out. On one side, you have the weak answers, right? You've got denial, like our friend the lion, or that disguised strength, like the perfectionist. But on the other side, you've got the winning formula. Just simple honesty combined with a story of growth. And that brings us to Anansi. Anansi started with genuine honesty. He admitted a real weakness, and it was one that was relevant to the job of being a storyteller, but it wasn't a fatal flaw. For the first time all day, the king actually leaned in. This wasn't a confession, it was an act of self-awareness, and that immediately built some serious credibility. And this is the masterstroke. Anansi didn't just leave the weakness hanging there. He immediately pivoted to how he addressed it. He showed his process of learning and getting better. The weakness suddenly became the setup for a story about his growth, which is, let's be honest, infinitely more impressive. So, the crucial takeaway here is that Anansi understood what the king was really asking. The question isn't designed to catch you or to expose some fatal flaw. Nope, it has a much, much deeper purpose. This is the key. Interviewers already know you're not perfect. I mean, nobody is. What they truly want to find out is if you have the self-awareness to see an area for improvement, and more importantly, if you have the drive and the character to have actually done something about it. And this right here is the big reframe. When you answer this question well, you are not admitting a failure. You are actively demonstrating one of the most valuable professional strengths you can possibly have: the ability to learn, to adapt, and to grow. Okay, so let's get practical. We can take Anansi's brilliant answer and turn it into a simple four-step framework that really anyone can use. Think of it as weaving your own compelling story. First, choose a real weakness, but, not one that's a core part of the job description. Second, frame it as a story about growth right from the beginning. Third, and this part is so crucial, provide actual evidence of what you did. And fourth, pivot to the positive outcome, showing exactly how that effort made you better. Let's just focus on that third step for a second, because this is where you truly build trust. Don't just say you improved, show them how. Mentioning a specific book you read or course you took, or that you asked for help from a mentor. That makes your story totally believable, and it shows real initiative. This right here is the heart of a great answer. So, what does this all add up to? When you follow Anansi's framework, you're doing so much more than just answering a question. You're fundamentally changing how the interviewer sees you. You're building genuine trust. The king in our story thought, if this spider can see his own web from the outside, he will be wise counsel. I mean, that's such a powerful metaphor. It means you have the maturity and the perspective to self-assess, to take feedback, and to grow. And that is exactly the kind of person someone wants on their team. So the next time you face this question, don't see it as a trap. See it as your chance to tell a story of growth, of self-awareness, and ultimately of strength. Because as Anansi taught us, the greatest wisdom isn't in having no weaknesses, it's in knowing exactly where they are.